So there are three kind of material: hygroscopic material, then deliquescent material, and then efflorescent material. So what we will see one by one: what do you mean by hygroscopic, what do you mean by deliquescent, what do you mean by efflorescent. So hygroscopic material, hygroscopicity, it is the phenomenon of absorption of water. Okay, so that is nothing with hygroscopicity, a material that can absorb water from environment. Okay, a substance or material that can absorb moisture from environment but do not dissolve or liquefy. If any substance is able to absorb the moisture from environment up to extent that it will not get dissolved, it will absorb moisture. So substances or material that can absorb moisture from environment but do not dissolve or liquefy, that is known as a hygroscopic. Example: iodine and sugar. So that's why iodine always is kept in the desiccator, because it can absorb the moisture, right? Now next term is a deliquescent material. Okay, so if the substance or material is able to absorb the water from environment up to extent that it get liquefied, okay, then it is known as a deliquescent material. Substance or material that can absorb the moisture from environment up to extent that it will get liquefied, okay, that is nothing but the deliquescent. Okay, so conversion of solid material into liquid will be takes place there. Absorption by absorbing the water, that deliquescent substance will absorb the water up to the extent that it will get liquefied. कि अगर कोई पाउडर है, मान लीजिए आपने पाउडर लिया और वो रख दिया और मॉर्निंग में आके देखा तो उस पे सब लिक्विड बन गए, that is a deliquescent. So it will absorb the moisture from environment and it will get dissolved. That is nothing but the deliquescent. So for example, sodium hydroxide, calcium copper, then zinc oxide, then sodium valproate. These are the highly deliquescent drugs. They will absorb the moisture from environment and they will get liquefied. Okay, so those material which can absorb the moisture and they will get liquefied, it is nothing but the deliquescent. And if material is able to absorb the moisture but will not get liquefied, it is known as a hygroscopic. Okay, is that clear? Am I audible to you clearly? The next one is a efflorescence material. Efflorescent material or efflorescency. Okay, some material or crystal, they can liberate, they can release the water of crystallization wholly or partly upon exposure to the humid environment during the, okay, so that is nothing but the efflorescent. So some material, some crystal, some powder is able to release the water of crystallization wholly or partly upon exposure to the humid environment. Okay, अगर मान लीजिए कि जो ह्यूमिड है, ह्यूमिडिटी है बहुत ज़्यादा है, कि एनवायरनमेंट में ह्यूमिडिटी है ज़्यादा और उसमें आपने वो पाउडर रख दिया ओपनली, वो पाउडर क्या करेगा, वो वाटर रिलीज करेगा, वाटर ऑफ क्रिस्टलाइजेशन जो होता है वो उसको रिलीज करेगा. दैट इज नथिंग बट द इफ्लोरेसेंट मटेरियल. फॉर एग्जांपल, आपने अगर कैफीन, फेरस सल्फेट, सोडियम कार्बोनेट जो देखा होगा आपने कई बार, इस जो आपका वॉशिंग सोडा है उसको अगर आपने उसको पानी लग जाए, आप बोलते हैं यार इसको तो पानी लग गया, वो पानी लगता नहीं है, वो पानी छोड़ता है. इट विल रिलीज द वाटर ऑफ क्रिस्टलाइजेशन upon the, it will release the water of crystallization if you store that material in the highly humid condition. Okay, so that is nothing but the efflorescence. Such kind of material is known as the efflorescence material. To prevent the hygroscopicity or deliquescency or efflorescency, or to prevent the material from absorption of moisture from the environment, or to prevent the material to release the moisture from its water of crystallization. So there is one agent that are used, they are known as desiccants. Okay, so agent which are used to protect the hygroscopic drug, okay, by absorbing the water, they will prevent the hygroscopic drug from absorption of water itself. They will absorb the water and they will, that moisture will not be available for absorption to that particular powder. So desiccant or desiccating agent, वो ड्रग, वो केमिकल्स होते हैं वो खुद मॉइस्चर एब्सॉर्ब कर लेंगे जो एनवायरनमेंट का है, लेकिन वो जो हाइग्रोस्कोपिक मटेरियल है उसको एब्सॉर्ब नहीं करने देंगे क्योंकि उन्होंने एब्सॉर्ब कर लिया ऑलरेडी. ठीक है, सो फॉर एग्जांपल सिलिका जेल. सो आपने देखा होगा कि अगर इफ एनी कैप्सूल्स आर देयर, कैप्सूल बॉटल इज देयर, कि कोई कैप्सूल का बॉटल है 100 कैप्सूल का, तो उसमें आपको एक पाउच मिलेगा, उसको बोलते हैं सिलिका जेल पाउच. दैट इज दैट पाउच इज एक्टिंग एज अ desiccant because sometimes what happens, presence of moisture in the environment they are absorbed by gelatin capsule and gelatin capsule will stick to each other. तो उसका कोई यूज नहीं होगा, तो उसके लिए देसी कट यूज करते हैं, ठीक है. दैट इज नथिंग बट सिलिका जेल. European Pharmacopoeia Technical Guide has classified three types of hygroscopicity. Okay, European Pharmaceutical Technical Guide classified three types of hygroscopicity based upon the static method. When the compound is stored at 24 degrees Celsius for 24 degrees Celsius and 80% relative humidity for 24 hours. Okay, so as per the European Technical Guide, they have classified the compound into different category, whether it is a highly hygroscopic, slightly hygroscopic, like that. Okay, so there was a question in 2019 as well as 2020. That's why this point is very important. As per a GPAT point of view is concerned. Okay, so European Technical Guide, they have analyzed by storing the material at 24 degrees Celsius and 80% relative humidity for 24 hours, and they have summarized some few things. So they have classified the compound slightly hygroscopic, very hygroscopic, like that, and deliquescent source. So as per the European Technical Guide, what is the definition of slightly hygroscopic material? What is the definition of hygroscopic material? What is the definition of very hygroscopic material? What is the definition of deliquescent? This point is very important. See, they have asked the question from this. So what do you mean by slightly hygroscopic compound? So if there is a absorption of water by a compound and its weight is increased, after absorption of water from environment, there will be increase in the weight. So if increase in weight is more than 0.2% but less than 2%, if compound absorb the moisture from environment and its weight is increased, and the increased weight is more than 0.2% weight by weight and less than 2% weight by weight. The increased weight is more than 0.2% and less than 2%, then it is called as a slightly hygroscopic material. Okay, now what do you mean by hygroscopic material? So if that increase in weight is more than 0.2% but less than 15%, then it is known as a hygroscopic. Is that clear? So this was question in GPAT 2020. Then what do you mean by very hygroscopic? So increase in weight is more than 15%, then that is known as a very hygroscopic. Okay, so hygroscopic means what? There is a tendency of absorption of moisture from the environment. The compound will have a tendency of absorption from the environment. Now as per European Guide, so they have a storage condition mentioned over here. So they have stored a compound at 24 degrees Celsius and 80% relative humidity for 24 hours, and they have analyzed. Okay, so they have, according to them, what is slightly hygroscopic? If the absorption of water takes place and increase in weight is more than 0.2% and less than 2%, means more than 0.2% and less than 2%, then it is known as a slightly hygroscopic. Okay, then hygroscopic, if increase in weight is more than 0.2% and less than 15%, then it is a hygroscopic. Increase in weight is more than 15% weight by weight, it is known as a highly hygroscopic. Okay, so you must be clear about what is slightly hygroscopic, what is hygroscopic, what is very hygroscopic. What do you mean by deliquescent? Deliquescent means, I have already explained, the absorption of sufficient water from the environment to become a liquid or to become a solution. That is a deliquescent. Classification of dryers. Different dryers, their advantages, mechanism, and types of dryer in the first column, their mechanism in second column, examples, advantages and disadvantages. Okay, so static bed dryer. Static bed dryer, that means static means what? They are not moving. Okay, so therefore they are static. So bulk motion of entire drying mass, there will be bulk motion of entirely drying mass, but they are static, they are not moving. Okay, so there will be only bulk motion of entirely drying mass, there will be bulk flow of water. Okay, there will be mass transfer. So static bed dryer, example, tray dryer and freeze dryer. So they are fixed at one place, they are not moving. Okay, so no part of this kind of dryer are moving, so that's why they are known as a static bed dryer. So here material is not moving, so that's why attrition is not observed, so fraction of solute particles is directly exposed. Okay, so they are directly, the whatever drying material is their powder, that is directly exposed to a drying surface, right? So that is static bed drying. Now moving bed drying or moving bed dryers. So example is drum dryer. Okay. So particles are moving and partially separated from the each other. So in case of moving dryer, particles under drying they are in a motion. Okay. In case of drum dryer, so therefore attrition is possible. So entire matter is continuously exposed to a heat source. So that is the advantage. So here entire particles are not exposed to heat. Okay, but in case of drum dryer, it is entire matter is exposed to heat. So here there will be a drying from bottom part of the powder. Okay, then it will then surface powder will dry. Okay, so drying will start from bottom part of in the static bed dryer. But in case of moving bed dryer, the entire matter is continuously exposing to the heat, right? So in case of static, there will be no attrition. In case of moving, there will be attrition of particle. Attrition means there will be friction between two particles. Okay, attrition आपने देखा था size reduction में. Okay, that is a surface phenomenon. Again, there is a fluidized bed dryer. We have to see all the dryer. Don't worry. So particles will remain suspended in the upward moving heated gas system. So example is a fluid bed dryer, and in this case uniform drying will be there because solid gas contact is excellent. Okay, so powder is in a fluidized state. It is a suspended in air, so that's why there will be great contact uniform drying, right? So here again attrition is possible. So in case of pneumatic dryer, drying is done by high velocity gas stream. So example of pneumatic dryer is a spray dryer. So here is a classification of dryer also, and their mechanism is also advantage disadvantage. This chart is not present in any book. ये मैंने खुद बनाया है, ठीक है? So pneumatic dryer, that is example of pneumatic dryer is nothing but the spray dryer. Okay, so it is a very efficient drying and rapid drying. So spray drying is very efficient and rapid. All the drying is completed within 2 to 3 minutes. So in case of spray dryer, so this chart you will get in the book also, notes also. This is a diagram of spray dryer. Okay, so spray dryer means whatever you want to dry a slurry will be charged from here and it will be atomized. Atomized means उसका spray बनेगा. Okay, it will be sprayed over here. Okay, it will be spray over here. So whatever you want to dry, that will be spray over here. And this environment is nothing but this is saturated with a hot gas. This nitrogen or this gas is coming over here. That is a heated gas. Okay, heated nitrogen is there. Okay, and in that you are spraying your liquid droplets. Okay, as you will spray, each droplet will be exposed to the heat and there will be drying within a minutes or even within a second. There will be drying, fraction of second, because as it is being sprayed in the hot air or hot gas. Okay, so actually after that the dried powder will be come at bottom and it will be separated by cyclone separator. Actually it is a diagram of just spray dryer. I will explain the important points from spray dryer. Before that, there are different kinds of dryer. There are tray dryer, there are drum dryer. Okay, so variant of tray dryer is a tunnel dryer. Then drum dryer is also known as a roller dryer or film drum dryer. Drum dryer is rotated at the speed of 1 to 10 revolution per minute. Then variant of drum dryer is nothing but the vacuum drum dryer. And I have told you application of vacuum means you can remove moisture beyond the equilibrium moisture. So that's why application of vacuum will increase your drying rate. Application of vacuum will always increase your drying rate. Spray dryer. Now we'll see the steps involving the spray dryer. So you have to atomize the liquid. जो भी आपको dry करना है वो liquid slurry उसको atomize करना पड़ेगा. Atomization of liquid, then drying of liquid droplets in the hot air environment, right? Then recovery of dried powder. I have shown this spray dryer in the previous image. The spray disc atomizer is about 300 millimeter diameter and it rotates at the speed of 3000 to 50,000 rpm. तो atomizer जो होता है वो इस स्पीड पे रोटेट करेगा. 3000 से लेके 50,000 rpm तक रोटेट करेगा और वो एटोमाइज करेगा, वो स्प्रे करेगा आपको लिक्विड जो भी आपका स्लरी है उसको स्प्रे करेगा इन द दैट केसिंग which is filled up with a hot gas, right? Then at the bottom of spray dryer it is connected with the cyclone separator as shown in the previous image. Okay, so product obtained in the spray dryer is a thermolabile, hygroscopic, and it can undergo chemical decomposition. It is a disadvantage of this spray dryer. Okay, so spray drying is a continuous and drying is very rapid. Drying can be completed within 3 to 30 seconds because the droplets are very minute. Okay, the droplets are very minute and there is a rapid exchange of heat and there is a rapid exchange of water mass. Okay, that's why it is very efficient. Spray drying, it can complete into 3 to 30 seconds. Whole drying can be completed in 3 to 30 seconds. The thermal efficiency is low in case of spray dryer as much heat is lost in the discharge gap. क्योंकि जो गैस है उसमें बहुत सारा हीट लॉस होता है, so thermal efficiency is low in case of dryer. So it is also a disadvantage. So this is the advantage, rapid drying. Now it can be constructed in the way for sterile product. So the spray dryer can be covered whole or it can be constructed in such a manner that it will be suitable for sterile product. Now what are the variant and applications? Now there are different variants. Same equipment, same spray dryer can be used for spray congealing, which is one of the process in the industrial furnace. Okay, then again this is useful for encapsulation, micro encapsulation and encapsulation of solid and liquid particles. Now we'll see next, fluidized bed dryer. Fluidized means, as the name indicates, it will be fluid. Your powder will be in a fluidized state, it will be in a suspended state. Okay, so what happens in this case? Hot air or gas is passed at the process through perforated bottom containing your granules or your powder to be dried. Okay, कि आपको क्या करना है कि आपको पाउडर जो भी ड्राई करना है उसको लेना है, उसके नीचे एक परफोरेशन होगा, उसके नीचे एक परफोरेटेड स्क्रीन होगा जहाँ से आप एयर को पास करोगे, हॉट एयर जो आपके पाउडर को सस्पेंड करेगा. ठीक है, सस्पेंड करेगा एयर में. इट विल बी इन अ फ्लूइडाइज्ड स्टेट. Okay, so there will be drying between your particles and hot gas. Drying will be taking place. Okay, then the residence time for fluidized bed drying is just 40 minutes. Then fluidized bed dryer is very much popular for drying of granules in the production of tablets. Okay, so fluidized bed dryer is commonly used for drying of granules in the production. Okay, so granules are obviously produced for the tableting. After granulation there will be punching. जब भी आप tablet chapter देखेंगे तब बोलेंगे कि क्या क्या different process होते हैं. So FBD, fluidized bed dryer, can be used for 3 operations like mixing, granulation and drying. So this is the important point. So no dryer can be used for multiple operations, but fluidized bed dryer can simultaneously used for mixing as well as granulation as well as drying. Okay, so they can ask the question, which dryer is used for 3 operations like mixing, granulation and drying? So you should be able to answer fluidized bed dryer. So most efficient dryer is a spray dryer, right? This FBD can be modified for coating of granules, as granules will be in the suspended form, so it can be modified for coating of granules. Now what are the advantages of this FBD? So drying takes place in the 20 to 40 minutes, short handling time, and this FBD can be available in the wide range capacity from 52 kg to 200 kg per hour, and thermal efficiency is 2 to 6 times than trade. Okay, hot spot are not observed in the dryer because it is an excellent mixing and drying capacity. Now I will explain this hot spot. सपोज दैट आप ट्रे ड्रायर यूज कर रहे हो कि एक ट्रे है उसमें आपका पाउडर का बेड कर दिया, उसमें पाउडर वहाँ पे स्प्रेड कर दिया और आपको ड्राइंग कर रहे हो. अपर जो पार्ट है वो जल्दी ड्राई हो जाएगा क्योंकि अपर पार्ट से ही आपको हीट मिल रहा है वहाँ. तो जैसे वो ड्राई होता है वो एकदम ड्राई हो जाता है और वहाँ पे हॉट स्पॉट होता है उसमें, मतलब वो बहुत ही हीट होता है, ज़्यादा हीट उसको ही मिलती है जो सरफेस पे है. जो बॉटम पे है उसको ज़्यादा हीट नहीं मिलेगी, और जो बॉटम पे है जो पाउडर लेयर उसको वहाँ से ड्राइंग कम होगा एज कम्पेयर टू वट एवर पाउडर इज ऑन सरफेस। जो सरफेस पे पाउडर उसका ड्राइंग ज़्यादा होगा, जो बॉटम पे है उसका कम होगा। इन केस ऑफ ट्रे ड्रायर, ठीक है, क्योंकि वहाँ पे कोई सर्कुलेशन ऑफ हीट सर्कुलेशन ऑफ एयर नहीं है, वो स्टैटिक है, ठीक है। तो उस टाइम पे क्या होता है, जो अपर जो पाउडर लेयर होता है वहाँ पे हीट का हॉटस्पॉट बन जाता है। So that hotspot is not observed in the fluid bed dryer or moving bed dryer. जितने भी मूविंग बेड ड्रायर्स होते हैं उनमें हॉटस्पॉट नहीं होता, ऑब्जर्व होता नहीं। So those which are the static bed dryers, so hotspot is observed in the static bed dryer, remember. So now plug flow dryer is a variant of fluidized bed dryer. This is a variant of ABD, and only disadvantage of this ABD process is many organic powder develop electrostatic charge during drying. क्योंकि ये पाउडर सस्पेंड होता है तो उसकी वजह से वहाँ पे इलेक्ट्रिक चार्ज डेवलप भी हो सकता है। दैट इज द ओनली डिसएडवांटेज। रेस्ट ऑफ द थिंग्स आर इम्पोर्टेंट। ओके, सो ABD में क्या इम्पोर्टेंट है, इट कैन बी यूज्ड फॉर 3 प्रोसेस, ड्राइंग, मिक्सिंग एंड ग्रेनुलेशन। ओके, नाउ विल सी द डायग्राम ऑफ दिस ABD. So here is a diagram, schematic diagram of fluidized bed dryer. So ignore everything, just focus on this part. So here this orange part is nothing but it is a container where you have to spread your powder. यहाँ पे आपको पाउडर रखना है ये कंटेनर में, ठीक है। तो ये कंटेनर के नीचे एक परफोरेटेड स्क्रीन है, ठीक है। यहाँ से आपका ये जो है ये हॉट एयर आएगा और यहाँ से आपके मटेरियल को उठाएगा। तो ये दिस इज नोन एज चेम्बर, ठीक है, एक्सपांशन चेम्बर। यहाँ पे क्या होगा आपका कि आपका जो पाउडर है, आपका जो ग्रैन्युल्स है वो फ्लूइडाइज स्टेट में आ जाएगा, क्योंकि आपके यहाँ से एयर पास कर रहे हो आप, ठीक है, बॉटम से, क्योंकि यहाँ पे परफोरेटेड है, यहाँ से हॉट एयर पास कर रहे हो। तो जैसे ही सस्पेंड होता है वहाँ से हीट एक्सचेंज हो जाएगा और ड्राइंग हो जाएगा, ठीक। और यहाँ फिर वो जो एयर है वो यहाँ से पास आउट हो जाएगा, तो ये इट विल बी ड्राइंग। ओके, ड्राइंग विल बी देयर। तो यहाँ पे जो है these are the filter bags to prevent the entry of fine along with the air. जो फाइन पार्टिकल है वो न जाए, लॉस ना हो जाए, इसलिए वो यहाँ पे रहेंगे, ठीक है। तो ये है ABD, fluidized bed dryer. Just remember, hot air will be blown from the bottom of perforated bottom on which there is a particles or powder or granules to be dried is there, that will be suspended and there will be exchange, there will be drying takes place and the air will be removed, right? Now freeze drying, this is one of the most important dryer. Okay, freeze drying. Okay, so freeze drying, the process of freeze drying is also known as lyophilization. Lyophilization means solvent loving. This freeze drying is the process of freeze drying is known as lyophilization. That means the system is made solvent loving. आपको यहाँ से उसमें ड्राई करना है, सॉल्वेंट को रिमूव कर रहे हैं, वाटर तो रिमूव कर रहे हैं, लेकिन अल्टीमेटली उस कंपाउंड को आप क्या कर रहे हो, वाटर लविंग बना रहे हो। दैट इज नथिंग बट द फ्रीज ड्राइंग। एंड फ्रीज ड्राइंग इज आल्सो नोन एज lyophilization. Lyophilization means making a compound lyo means making the compound solvent loving or water loving. That is nothing but that. Drying is done by subjecting a material below its triple point. So most of the cases में क्या होता है, जो solvent होता है आपको वो water ही होता है. So drying अपन broadly बोलेंगे कि drying मतलब क्या, removal of water. Okay, अगर specific बोलना है तो removal of solvent. लेकिन most of the time solvent water ही होता है, तो removal of water. So okay, so in case of freeze dryer, so drying is done by subjecting the material below its triple point. Okay, below its triple point. Okay. So now we'll see the working. Just remember over here, the freeze dryer is also known as lyophilization, and it is drying is done below its triple point. Okay. Now we'll see the working. So there are different steps for freeze drying. So preparation and pre-treatment is there. Then primary drying will be there. Then secondary drying will be there, and then collection of product. Okay. So in case of primary drying, what happens? So in case of primary drying, see, in case of freeze drying, so you have to freeze drying में क्या होता है कि आपको मटेरियल जो है ड्राई करना है, उसको आपको ट्रिपल पॉइंट का वाटर का ट्रिपल पॉइंट जो है उसके नीचे उसको लाना है, ठीक है, उस कंडीशन पे लाना है, ठीक है। तो कितना होता है ट्रिपल पॉइंट का वाटर का ट्रिपल पॉइंट, वो मैं बोलता हूँ। फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल, वर्किंग of freeze dryer. So the working will be divided into three steps. That is a pre-treatment, then primary drying and secondary drying. This is very important. इसके ऊपर क्वेश्चन आता है। So pre-treatment में क्या होगा कि आपको जो भी ड्राई करना है उसका पहले उसको जितना हो सके उतना मॉइस्चर उसको रिमूव करो, जितना हो सके उसको ड्राई करो पहले ही, क्योंकि फ्रीज ड्राइंग में क्या हो रहा है, आपको रेसिडुअल मॉइस्चर जो भी है उसके अंदर वो रिमूव करना है। ओके, सो प्री ट्रीटमेंट और प्रिपरेशन में क्या हो रहा है, सो प्री कंसंट्रेशन अंडर वैक्यूम ट्रे ड्राइंग और यूज ऑफ लिक्विड और सॉलिड डेसिकेंट, प्री फ्रीजिंग टू सॉलिडिफाई द वाटर, ओके, फ्रोजन इन द सेल्स। ओके, सो प्री कंसंट्रेशन अंडर वैक्यूम ट्रे ड्राइंग, कि जितना भी हो सके उसका वाटर रिमूव करो, जो बचा है वो बाद में रिमूव होने वाला है, तो उसको ट्रे ड्राई करो, ट्रे ड्राइंग में उसको ड्राई करो या फिर डेसिकेंट में रखो ड्राई। प्री फ्रीजिंग टू द सॉलिडिफाई वाटर, नाउ व्हाटएवर मॉइस्चर इज रिमेनिंग आफ्टर ड्राइंग, प्राइमरी ड्राइंग और प्री ट्रीटमेंट, so that you have to froze, you have to make solidify, you have to solidify that water। जितना भी बचा है मॉइस्चर, जितना भी वाटर बचा है आपके पाउडर में आफ्टर प्री ट्रीटमेंट, उसको क्या करना है, आपको उसको कन्वर्ट करना है आइस में। सो यू हैव टू मेक अ फ्रीज whatever water is remaining in the material। okay, so that is done by subjecting that material to the cold shelves। so -50°C में उसको रखेंगे ताकि जितना भी वाटर बचा है वो फ्रीज हो जाए। ठीक है, और जैसे ही फ्रीज होता है तो जैसे ही फ्रीज हो जाएगा उसके बाद में उसको सब्लिमेशन करेंगे, मतलब द वाटर विल बी रिमूव्ड फ्रॉम आइस स्टेट टू द वेपर स्टेट, प्रिवेंटिंग द फॉर्मेशन ऑफ लिक्विड। ठीक है, उसको सब्लिमेशन करेंगे। सब्लिमेशन मतलब क्या है, सब्लिमेशन मतलब कन्वर्जन ऑफ सॉलिड डायरेक्टली इनटू वेपर विदाउट दैट लिक्विड इज बाईपास। नॉर्मली क्या होता है कि सॉलिड के बाद लिक्विड बन जाता है, हीट करेंगे तो उसके बाद वेपर बन जाता है। ओके, ये नॉर्मल हो गया। लेकिन सब्लिमेशन में क्या होता है, सब्लिमेशन में डायरेक्टली कन्वर्जन ऑफ वेपर्स फ्रॉम सॉलिड्स। ओके, दैट इज नथिंग बट सब्लिमेशन। वंस यू गॉट अ फ्रीज ऑल द वाटर whatever is remaining in the material, now you can subject that material below the triple point of water, so that there will be directly evaporation of whatever is the ice crystals are there, there will be direct vaporization of that ice crystal, okay, without converting that ice crystal into liquid form। and again one more thing, ये जो लिक्विड क्रिस्टल बनते हैं यहाँ पे, जो भी मटेरियल में लिक्विड क्रिस्टल बन गए आपके, क्योंकि आपने फ्रोज किया है, फ्रीज किया है -50°C को जब जाएगा वो, तो ऑब्वियसली आपको मालूम है 0°C इज नथिंग बट द फ्रीजिंग पॉइंट ऑफ वाटर। ओके, सो 0°C जैसे आ जाएगा वहाँ पे, वैसे ही आपका वाटर जो भी है वो फ्रीज हो जाएगा, उसका क्रिस्टल बन जाएगा। ठीक है, बर्फ बन जाएगा। -50°C में तो उसका तो बनना ही बनना है। नाउ जैसे उसका क्रिस्टल बन जाता है, अभी पाउडर में देखो आप, दो two powder crystals are there, and in between that there is one water crystal। okay, so there will be voids, there will be space। अगर वो उसको डायरेक्टली एलिमिनेट कर देंगे तो वो जो मटेरियल है ड्राइंग के बाद वो बहुत ही पोरस फॉर्म में रहेगा। so you are getting porous material after freeze drying, and what is the reason behind that? This is nothing but this freezing of water and elimination of that water directly in the vapor form। now we will see the next. Now primary drying. So after the pre-treatment and pre-conditioning, you have to perform a primary drying. Primary drying is nothing but the sublimation of ice under vacuum। so whatever you have made frozen over here in the first step, now you have to sublime that। okay, so you have to make that ice directly into vapor, water vapor। okay, so this is the sublimation of ice under vacuum and temperature and pressure। okay, that material is kept below the triple point of water। what is the triple point of water? It is nothing but the 0.0098°C and 4.58 mm of Hg, that is the pressure। now but what is meant by triple point of water? Triple point of water is the point at which it is a specific temperature and pressure। okay, it is a specific temperature and pressure at which there will be existence of three phases। okay, solid, liquid and gases. Okay, at the triple point of water, water will exist in three phases, that is solid, liquid and gases. Means there will be ice, there will be liquid, there will be water and there will be vapors. ओके, यहाँ ये पॉइंट में से आप वेपर को सॉलिड बना सकते हैं, सॉलिड को आप वेपर बना सकते हैं, सॉलिड को लिक्विड बना सकते हैं, लिक्विड को वेपर बना सकते हैं. मतलब ये एक पॉइंट होता है, वो पॉइंट, दैट पॉइंट इज नोन एज द ट्रिपल पॉइंट ऑफ वाटर, द पॉइंट फ्रॉम व्हिच all phases of water they will exist in the equilibrium. Okay, so all phases of water, solid phase, liquid phase and vapor phase, all three phases of water will exist in the equilibrium. That is nothing but the triple point of water, and it is nothing but the temperature is 0.098 degrees Celsius and pressure is 4.58 mm of Hg. Okay, ये temperature pressure पे water will exist in a three form. Okay, that is a solid, liquid and vapor. तो इस ये पॉइंट पे आप solid को डायरेक्टली वेपर में कन्वर्ट कर सकते हो, solid को डायरेक्टली वेपर में कन्वर्ट कर सकते हो. So that's why in the primary drying material is subjected to below the triple point of water, so that whatever is crystallized water is there in the this first stage, that will be directly converted into vapors. So whatever ice is there, that will be sublimed, that will be sublimation. Okay, for sublimation, when the temperature and pressure at which the frozen solid vaporizes, when the temperature and pressure at which frozen solid vaporizes without converting into liquid, that point is known as a eucritic point. Okay, below the triple point of water there will be eucritic point, means the point at which the ice will be converted into directly vapors. That point is known as eucritic point, and that happens in the primary drying. After pre-treatment, primary drying is there, and after primary drying, secondary drying is there, right? In case of secondary drying, there is a removal of residual moisture. Okay, जो प्राइमरी ड्राइंग में जितना मॉइस्चर गया निकल गया वो तो ठीक है, उसके बाद में अगर कुछ रह गया तो वो सेकंडरी ड्राइंग में रिमूव होगा. ओके, सो सेकंडरी ड्राइंग इज नथिंग बट दैट इज अ रिमूवल ऑफ रेसिडुअल मॉइस्चर बाय अप्लाइंग हाई वैक्यूम. ओके, जैसे आप वैक्यूम अप्लाई करते हो, जितना ज़्यादा वैक्यूम अप्लाई करोगे उतना टेम्परेचर कम करना पड़ेगा, ठीक है, और उतना ज़्यादा ड्राइंग इफिशिएंटली होगा. सो टेम्परेचर इज इंक्रीज्ड अप टू 50 डिग्री सेल्सियस. कम मतलब यहाँ पे माइनस में था तो आपने इंक्रीज करना है, ठीक है. सो अप्लाइंग द, so it is a removal of residual moisture by applying a high vacuum. Temperature is increased up to 50 degrees Celsius to 50 to 60 degrees Celsius को टेम्परेचर आपको बढ़ाना है, and vacuum is lowered by primary drying 50 mm of Hg. So that is whatever is remaining, that will be also be removed. That is the secondary drying. Now you see triple point of water. I will explain the triple point of water. So here on x-axis temperature, here on y-axis pressure. Okay, so when the temperature is 0.098 degrees Celsius, okay, and pressure is 4.58 mm of Hg or torr, this point is known as a triple point of water. At this point, all phases, that is solid, okay, that is solid, liquid and gases, these three phases will be in equilibrium, and from this point either you can convert gas directly into solid, either you can convert solid directly into the gas, or you can convert liquid into any gas or solid. Okay, that is nothing but the triple point. Normally क्या होता है, solid जैसे ice है, आपका बर्फ है, बर्फ उसको मेल्ट हो जाएगा, उसका लिक्विड हो जाएगा, ठीक है, और बर्फ का टेम्परेचर बढ़ाएंगे तो लिक्विड हो जाएगा, लिक्विड का टेम्परेचर कम करेंगे तो बर्फ हो जाएगा, मेल्टिंग एंड फ्रीजिंग. ओके, अगर लिक्विड का टेम्परेचर बढ़ाएंगे तो उसका क्या होगा, गैस बनेगा, अगर गैस को कंडेंस करेंगे तो उसका लिक्विड बनेगा नॉर्मली, ठीक है. बट एट दिस ट्रिपल पॉइंट यू कैन कन्वर्ट सॉलिड डायरेक्टली इनटू वेपर, मींस यू कैन रिमूव सॉलिड मॉइस्चर डायरेक्टली into the vapor, and that is the phenomenon behind the freeze drying. Is that clear? Now we'll see the freeze dryer, how it works. ठीक है, तो ये freeze dryer है, यहाँ पे आपको मटेरियल रखना है, ठीक है, और इसमें क्या होता है फ्रीज ड्राइंग में कि ये कंपार्टमेंट बहुत ही छोटा होता है, तो इसलिए आपको मटेरियल कम ही रखना पड़ता है, ठीक है. तो दैट्स व्हाई प्री ट्रीटमेंट इज देयर, आपको प्राइमरी ट्रीटमेंट देना है उसको, जितना हो सके प्राइमरी उसको वैक्यूम ड्रायर में रिमूव करो और उसके बाद में जो बचता है वो फ्रीज ड्रायर करो, ठीक है। तो दैट्स व्हाई फ्रीज ड्रायर हैज अ लो कैपेसिटी, फ्रीज ड्रायर हैज अ लो कैपेसिटी एंड दैट्स व्हाई लिमिटेड अमाउंट ऑफ मटेरियल कैन बी सब्जेक्टेड टू अ फ्रीज ड्रायर, ओके। तो यहाँ पे क्या होगा, यहाँ पे देयर विल बी ऑल अरेंजमेंट ऑफ टेम्परेचर इंक्रीजिंग डिक्रीजिंग, देयर विल बी अरेंजमेंट ऑफ pressure increase and decrease, okay. So here is a tray on which you have to place your product, okay. So you have frozen product over here. Now what you have to do, you have to decrease the temperature up to 0.0098 degrees Celsius and you have to decrease the pressure up to 4.58 mm of Hg. So at that point this frozen crystal of water will directly go into the vapor, okay. And that will be vapor will be taken out and undestilate or that can be discarded, doesn't matter, आपको रिमूव करना है वाटर, तो उसको वाटर को कलेक्ट करो या फेंक दो, क्या फर्क पड़ता है। यहाँ पे क्या होगा, योर आइस विल बी डायरेक्टली कन्वर्टेड टू वाटर। आइस मीन्स व्हाट, आपके पाउडर में का जो वाटर है, मॉइस्चर है, या आइस मतलब क्या है, कि आपके पाउडर में जो वाटर है उसको क्या किया आपने, पहले प्री ट्रीटमेंट में उसको जितना हो सके निकल दिया, जो बचा है उसको क्या किया, फ्रीज किया, ठीक है। फ्रीज किया मतलब वो क्रिस्टल बन गया, मतलब आइस बन गया उसको। तो आप यहाँ पे क्या है, आपका पाउडर विद आइस है, ठीक है। तो ये जो वाटर है ये डायरेक्टली वेपर में कन्वर्ट हो जाए। सो एट दैट पॉइंट वेयर देयर इज अ सॉलिड, वेयर देयर इज अ क्रिस्टल्स ऑफ वाटर और ice in your powder, and that you have to vaporize it, and at that time you require a heat, that is the latent heat of vaporization, that is known as latent heat of vaporization, and that is provided by this 0.0098 degrees Celsius, okay. So that latent heat will be provided by this heating source is 0.098 degrees Celsius. So latent heat will be provided by this heating element to convert this water vapor into moisture, to convert this ice into directly into, yeah, this is again second cell, okay. यहाँ पे भी रख सकते हो, यहाँ पे भी रख सकते हो, दोनों साइड रख सकते हो। So it is actually schematic representation of freeze dryer. Now we are not going to take this evaporation, we will take it later, okay. Just remember what is the triple point of water, that is nothing but the freeze drying is also known as lyophilization or making the system solvent loving, okay. So drying is done by subjecting the material below the triple point of water. What is the triple point of water? I have explained this. So now freeze dryer will work on 3-step pre-treatment or preparation. In the pre-treatment you have to remove the moisture from material whatever you can, using tray dryer or using desiccants, okay. After that, once you remove the initial moisture, you have to convert that moisture, remaining moisture, into a frozen. You have to convert that water into solid, okay, by subjecting the powder into -50 डिग्री सेल्सियस। इसमें अगर आपको पाउडर रख देंगे तो उसको जितना भी मॉइस्चर है उसमें वो जम जाएगा, उसका बर्फ बन जाएगा। उसके बाद उसको सबलाइम कर सकते हैं आप, ठीक है। जो प्राइमरी ड्राइंग में होता है, दैट व्हाटएवर इज ice is made in this, whatever is solid water is there in this step, that can be sublimed. So that is sublimation of ice under vacuum, that is in the primary drying. So the powder is kept below the triple point of water, that is nothing but the 0.0098 degrees Celsius, 4.58 mm of Hg pressure. उसके नीचे अगर उसको रखेंगे तो वो आइस डायरेक्टली कन्वर्ट हो जाएगा वेपर्स में, ओके। सो ओके, the point at which there will be conversion of ice directly into vapor, that is known as eutectic point. Now after that secondary drying is there, so you have to increase the temperature and decrease the pressure over here, okay. So temperature is increased up to 50 to 60 degrees Celsius and high vacuum is applied to remove the traces of moisture, okay. So in case of freeze drying, all moisture can be removed below the equilibrium moisture content. तो हर एक का एक इक्विलिब्रियम मॉइस्चर कंटेंट होता है पाउडर का, उसके नीचे भी अगर आप उसमें का भी वाटर रिमूव करेंगे ऑब्वियसली वो तो बाउंस बैक करेगा, तो दैट्स व्हाई इट इज नोन एज अ वाटर लविंग. सो फ्रीज ड्राइड प्रोडक्ट आर दे कैन एब्सॉर्ब मॉइस्चर अगेन. उसके लिए प्रॉपर स्टोरेज होना चाहिए फ्रीज ड्राइड प्रोडक्ट के लिए. गेट क्लियर? Okay, so we are seeing the different drying process, right? We are seeing the drying. Okay, so mechanism of heat transfer. We are seeing the heat transfer. There are three mechanisms: conduction, convection, and radiations. In the convection, you have Fourier's law. In the in the in the convection, you have Newton's postulate, Newton's law. Convection may be of different types: natural convection, forced convection, or boiling or condensation, right? I have explained this. Again, in case of radiation, you will have Stefan-Boltzmann constant, Stefan-Boltzmann's law. Okay? In case of radiation, after that we have seen the different different conductivities of metals. Okay, then drying, we have seen the few important definitions. Definition of drying, important definitions. Okay, why drying is necessary, we have seen that. Then psychometric charge, that is a plot of there is a relationship between relative humidity, then vapor pressure and temperature of compound. That is, if that is plotted, you will get a different points: dew point, wet bulb temperature, dry bulb temperature, etc. I have explained this. This relationship is given by psychometric charge. And this was a question in again in JPET once. Okay. So I have given the theory: what is bound water, what is unbound water, then what is equilibrium moisture content, then what is a psychometry, then what is dew point of water, then what is wet bulb temperature. I have explained this term. What is meant by dry bulb temperature. Then what is LOD, I have explained this. What is a free moisture content, what is a percentage moisture content, is just drying rate moisture content. Okay, then we are seeing types of material: hygroscopic, deliquescent, then your efflorescent. Okay, then also again, as per the European technical guide, what do you mean by slightly hydroscopic, what do you mean by hygroscopic, what do you mean by very hygroscopic? We have seen that. This was the question again in GPAT 2 times. We have seen the different classification of dryers: static dryers, moving bed dryers, etc. I will show you the different dryers. This was the tray dryer. Sorry, this was the spray dryer. We have seen this variant. We have seen the working of spray dryer, an important point from spray drying. Then we have seen the FBD also. Okay. Then after that we have seen the freeze drying, right? And this will end our today's session. But just wait, I will show you different dryers. So heat transfer, we have seen the heat transfer. Then there are different heat exchangers. There are different heat exchangers. So these are the heat exchangers. They are just nothing but the tubings are there, and the hot air or steam is passed. For example, in this case, here is a inlet of hot liquid, steam or gas. Actually, this is not much important. So we are seeing the bound water as well as. So hygroscopic material will have presence of bound water. The water will be present in the fine capillaries, cell wall and vapor wall, and this bound water. Okay, this bound water is nothing but the vapor pressure of that solid B is equal to less than sorry, bound water means the water present in the molecule that will exert a vapor pressure which is less than the vapor pressure of pure water. And bound water is that will exert a vapor pressure equal to that of pure water, right? Non-hygroscopic. They are present in the wide species. We have seen this. This is a tray dryer. Okay, this is a tray dryer. Then this is a spray dryer. This is a FBD. Whatever you are seeing on the left side of screen, that is a FBD. Okay, so in that, here you have to place your whatever you want to dry. अगर granules ड्राई करना है आपको तो granules या फिर पाउडर यहाँ पे रखेंगे. यहाँ पे परफोरेटेड स्क्रीन होता है, यहाँ से आपका हॉट एयर ब्लो करेंगे, जैसे पास करेंगे तो ये पाउडर यह सस्पेंड हो जाएगा, पाउडर सस्पेंड हो जाएगा और यहाँ पे हॉट एयर होने की वजह से वह ड्राई हो जाएगा. ठीक है, और जो हॉट एयर है वो यहाँ से निकल जाएंगे. ये जो है ये फिल्टर बैग्स है जो प्रिवेंट करेंगे आपको जो मटेरियल बाहर नहीं जाना चाहिए. ठीक है, तो ये उसको बोलते हैं एफबीडी। सो इसको यहाँ पे इनलेट है एयर के लिए, आउटलेट है एयर के लिए, यहाँ पे हीटिंग एलिमेंट्स। सो एयर यहाँ पे आएगा, यहाँ पे हीट होगा, यहाँ से बिलो द परफोरेटेड स्किन से आपको यहाँ पे मटेरियल में जाएगा, ठीक है। मटेरियल सस्पेंड होगा, ड्राई होगा, यहाँ से एयर निकल जाएगा, सिंपल है। सो ये बीडी, ये इट इज यूज फॉर थ्री purpose: mixing, then your granulation, then your drying. So three purpose will be solved in the one machine only. Okay. So this is a FBD. So FBD is widely used for granulation, mixing and drying in the pharmaceutical industry. Again, spray dryer is also important. Spray dryer में जो मटेरियल, जो ड्राइंग के बाद जो प्रोडक्ट मिलेगा आपको, हाइग्रोस्कोपिक, ओके, ये फ्रीज ड्रायर है, फ्रीज ड्रायर। You can see here freeze dryer. So this is a chamber. You have to place the material in this bottle. So there is a limited space. Freezing chamber is there. So that's why you have to perform a pre-drying or pre-treatment or that is pre-freezing or solidify the water. Explain this: primary drying, secondary drying. So it was all about today's lecture. In the next lecture, we will see. We will complete our evaporation as well as our distillation process. So if anybody has doubt, you can ask. Hello. If anybody has doubt, they can ask. If anybody has doubt, you can ask. Radiation, heat transfer by radiation. Okay. So radiation, suppose आपके पास ब्लैक बॉडी है, ठीक है। ब्लैक बॉडी क्या करता है, उसका क्या फिनोमेनन होता है कि वो it will absorb all the energy. It will absorb all the energy. It will transmit energy in the form of radiation. It will radiate. जैसे आप जैसे आप धूप में बैठते हो तो वो क्या है, आप गर्म होते हो, है ना। वो रेडिएशन है ना। रेडिएशन इज नथिंग बट द इलेक्ट्रोमैग्नेटिक वेव्स, इलेक्ट्रोमैग्नेटिक रेडिएशंस और photons. Okay, so the energy will be transmitted by your electromagnetic waves or by photons. Okay, so it may be either surface phenomenon or it may be, देखो आप बल्ब देखा है आपने, जो पहले के ज़माने में एक बल्ब आते थे 60 वैट 40 वैट्स, उसमें एक टंगस्टन वायर लगा रहता था। वो टंगस्टन वायर जब हीट होता था, तो हीट जब होता था वो इमिट करता था रेज, so it will emit the rays, that is nothing but the light. Okay, so that light is nothing but the electromagnetic waves. Okay, so वैसे ही रेडिएशन होता है, तो it can be heat can be transmitted by, it can be conduction, convection or radiation. यहाँ पे दिखा रहा हूँ मैं आपको radiation. For example, black surface or black body absorb the radiation received by it. Simultaneously, absorption energy will be transferred into heat. Okay, and that heat energy will be again black body will emit it. So in the form of radiation, in the form of photon, in the form of electromagnetic radiation. जैसे आपका सन से लेके, जैसे आप सूरज है, सूरज से जो आता है रेडिएशंस, उसमें सब कुछ बहुत, दैट इज अ वास्ट इलेक्ट्रोमैग्नेटिक रेडिएशंस, उसमें यूवी है, सब कुछ है, तो उसमें एनर्जी होता है, ठीक है। आपने अगर वाटर रख दिया बाहर आपको लाइट में, तो गर्म हो जाएगा। So that energy is nothing but the radiation energy. Okay, so energy can be transmitted by convection, conduction or radiation. So for conduction you need a solid surface, for convection you need a liquid medium, and for radiation you don't need any medium. Okay, it can be transmitted from vacuum itself. मिलने रहा होगा छोटा है। Okay, radiation is the process which heat flows. It transferred through space by means of electromagnetic radiation, electromagnetic waves. Okay, so electromagnetic waves like UV rays, IR rays, your radio frequency rays. Okay, so by means of these rays or these waves, the energy is transmitted. So UV में क्या होता है, UV में भी एक एनर्जी होती है लेकिन कम होती है। UV में क्या होता है, that energy is sufficient to subject your electrons into excited state, like that. ऐसे आयर में होते हैं, आयर में आपके आयर में जितनी एनर्जी होती है, दैट इज सफिशिएंट फॉर टू कॉज अ वाइब्रेशनल मूवमेंट इन द मॉलिक्यूल, लाइक दैट. ओके, सो हीट ट्रांसफर बाय रेडिएशन इज नोन एज अ थर्मल रेडिएशन अगेन. ओके, सपोज दैट अ ब्लैक बॉडी, a solid surface, emit radiant energy continuously डिस्ट्रीब्यूट ऑल द वेवलेंथ फ्रॉम 0 to infinity although, ठीक है। तो जैसे आप एक सॉलिड सरफेस ले लो जिसको आप हीट कर रहे हो, कोई ब्लैक बॉडी है या फिर टंगस्टन टेक एग्जांपल ऑफ टंगस्टन। इफ यू हीट ए टंगस्टन वायर then it will emit a radiation, it will generate a radiation. So heat, that electric energy will be converted into radiation energy, that radiation energy, ठीक है। तो टंगस्टन क्या करेगा, उसको आप इलेक्ट्रिकल एनर्जी सप्लाई करोगे तो वो उसको रेडिएशन एनर्जी में बनाते हैं। जैसे ही वो हीट होता है, जैसे ही वो हीट होता है, अगर उसमें आर्गन आर्गन गैस के एनवायरनमेंट में अगर वो हीट होता है टंगस्टन, तो इट विल इमिट ए रेडिएशन, इट विल जनरेट ए रेडिएशन, इट विल इमिट ए रेडिएशन, ओके। और वो रेडिएशन आपको लाइट देगा। लाइट मतलब इट इज अ फॉर्म ऑफ एनर्जी, इट्स ओके, इट इज अ रेडिएशन, रेडिएशन इमिट करेगा वो। और वो लाइट ऐसा नहीं कि सिर्फ लाइट मतलब इट डज नॉट हैव एनर्जी। आप बल्ब के पास अगर कोई कागज एकदम वीक कागज रख देंगे वो भी जल जाएगा, या फिर आप गुड नाइट भी रखते हैं, गुड नाइट का एक स्टिप आता है वो रख दिया बल्ब के ऊपर तो वो भी जल जाता है। क्यों? बिकॉज दैट electromagnetic radiation is converted into heat energy, okay। So electromagnetic radiation can transmit heat, okay, that is nothing but the flow or transmission heat transfer by radiation, okay। समझ आया, समझ में नहीं आया? हेलो, ओके। एक्चुअली ये सब एक्चुअली ये अगर नहीं आया समझ में तो आप एक बार जस्ट पढ़ लीजिए आप इसको बुक में से। ये सीवीएस सुब्रमण्यम का बुक है, सॉरी सीवीएस सुब्रमण्यम, फार्मास्यूटिकल इंजीनियरिंग बाय सीवीएस सुब्रमण्यम, इसका बुक है। और एक दो बुक है, निराली का एक बुक है, उसमें भी आप इजी लैंग्वेज में समझ सकते हो। रेडिएशन हीट ट्रांसफर इज द एनर्जी ट्रांसफर ड्यू टू इमिशन ऑफ इलेक्ट्रोमैग्नेटिक वेव्स और फोटॉन्स, ओके, फ्रॉम ए सरफेस और वॉल्यूम, ओके। So all moving particle will be in the charged particle that will emit the electromagnetic radiation, and that emitted wave will travel until it hits another surface, okay। जैसे यो जो रेडिएशन जैसे अदर सरफेस को हीट होता है, that रेडिएशन हीट होने के बाद वहाँ पे जो काइनेटिक एनर्जी that will be converted into heat energy again. So this way, in this way the radiation will transmit heat, okay। So radiation is just a form of energy, okay। Heat energy is converted, electrical energy or heat energy is converted to radiation, again that radiation is converted into heat. In this way that will emit, that will transmit the heat, or that will transfer the heat, okay। So I have given you this equation also, Stefan Boltzmann constant, etc. So heat transfer by radiation is proportional to the fourth power of absolute material temperature, okay। So proportionality constant is nothing but the Stefan Boltzmann constant in this way. यहाँ पे एक डायग्राम भी दिया है उन्होंने। So it is a TS. TS means absolute temperature of material. Suppose that this is a material, okay. So it will emit the radiation. It will emit the radiation. If this radiation is hit by other surface, that radiation, that kinetic energy will be converted to heat energy, okay. So the emissivity depends on the emissivity of that particular compound. Radiation heat transfer also depends on the material property, emissivity of the material, okay। Every material has its own emissivity, और उसके बारे में ज़्यादा पढ़ना है आपको तो आप पूरा की पूरा, okay। So weight valve temperature is the temperature, equilibrium temperature reached by evaporating surface when the rate of heat transfer to a surface by convection is equal to the rate of heat loss by evaporation. So आपके पास एक सरफेस है, मेटल का सरफेस है, आप उसको नीचे से हीट कर रहे हो, ठीक है। मेटल का सरफेस है, आप उसको नीचे से हीट कर रहे हो, ठीक है। तो हीट विल बी ट्रांसफर्ड टू दैट मेटल बाय convection, right? The rate of heat transfer by convection, that is equal to the rate of heat loss by evaporation at that, okay। तो इक्विलिब्रियम टेम्परेचर जो होता है वो सरफेस का, और उसके ऊपर आपका मटेरियल है जो ड्राई कर रहे हो आप, ठीक है। तो मटेरियल ड्राई कर रहे हो मतलब उसमें का जो वाटर है वो इवेपोरेट हो रहा है, ठीक है, वो लॉस हो रहा है। सो रेट ऑफ हीट ट्रांसफर बाय कन्वेक्शन फ्रॉम द सोर्स टू दैट सरफेस and the rate of heat loss by evaporation from your material is equal, both the rate are in equilibrium, and such a temperature is known as a wet bulb temperature. Okay, so the equilibrium temperature at which there is a rate of heat transfer by convection at evaporating surface is equal to the rate of heat loss by evaporation. That temperature is known as wet bulb temperature.